welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. At the time I'm recording this, they're doing a summon pool event. And they're giving a free gift. 30 prism crystals, which is one summon. So, I'm gonna claim the gift and do a summon. I could get any of these champions here. Let's hope for a legendary. Right. Okay, we got Sir Artemage of the Bannerlords. I love everything about his design. Let's see what he can do. Nobleman's Mace. Attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 40% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense for 2 turns. The second hit has a 40% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Alright. Default skill is pretty helpful. Ring True. Removes all debuffs from this champion that attacks all enemies. Very useful. Unshakable Valor. One enemy will ignore 30% of the target's defense. Places a 50% increased attack buff and a 30% increased critical damage buff on its champions for 2 turns if its attack kills an enemy. These buffs cannot be removed. Alright. Ascension skills and aura. Increases speed in arena battles by 20%. Not bad. Get that reward. Sorry for that. And that. I'm gonna do all these missions off camera because, well, at this point it's a little pointless to show them. And they're not hard to understand either, so I will also no longer be showing affinity bonuses because, well, they're easy to keep track of. And to show you, I'm gonna do a quick summon. Let's see. Axeman? Yeah, he's alright. So, the crit damage on Axeman is 50, right? That's like the base. Now I'm going to increase the crit damage for Force Champions here. And you see the crit damage is still 50, but there's a plus 4%. So the white numbers are the base stats, you know, everything unaffected. No artifacts, no bonuses, nothing. All the green are the bonuses. So yes, I'll no longer be showing Great Hall upgrades. But since I discovered it's ultimately pointless as long as everyone remembers that bit, that note. Same goes for challenges. You know, not hard to understand and ultimately pointless at where I'm at. Before I forget, I'm gonna collect fetching war rewards, which I will also do for the last time, for the same reason as before. I also finally got some primal quartz for the primal shards from Live Arena and other events. Sorry for that stutter. I haven't fused any of them yet because I want to see what it looks like. So let's see what they look like. Just like that, huh? Rather boring. I'm gonna do some fragment summons. I got some things completed off camera. Before I do any of these guys, I'm gonna summon Mod by doing how I'm supposed to do it. By exchanging how do I... here we go. By exchanging fragments to get the chest needed to get her pieces. Oh, well... Okay, I lied to you and myself. I doubt I'll get all the pieces, but I'm gonna get a lot of chests. Because of how the value works. Oh, no, wait. Chest limit. Okay, I'll show off 10. Just to show you how it works, and then I'll get everything else off camera. Wait. Selecting this option will exchange all champions fragments for exchange points. Do you wish to continue? Continue. Oh. I only get one of each per chest. Disappointing, but good to know. Alright, I'm gonna do a lot of fragment summons. Let's see what it looks like. Alright. Cleoteryx of the Skinwalkers. Pretty awesome. Death Dive. Attacks one enemy. 30% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. The chance increases to 50% if the target is under a Hex debuff. Place a Footbrick Veil on this champion for 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy under a Hex debuff. Feather Barrage. Places a 30% increased critical rate buff and a 30% increased critical damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. Then attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a block active skills debuff for 2 turns on targets under Hex debuffs. Very useful. Sky Punishment. Places a 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a Hex debuff for 3 turns. Has a 100% chance of placing a Fear buff for 1 turn instead on enemies under Hex debuffs. Ascension Skill. Passive. Countermand. Counterattacks with the default skill every time this champion loses 30% or more HP in a single turn. Always counterattacks when attacked if 2 or more allies are dead. Sorry, I cannot speak there for a moment. Nice! I love the design though. Okay, now let's continue with Archmage Helmut. I got him from the Doom Tower. All right. Arcane Dynamo. Attacks 1 enemy. Fills champion's turn meter by 10%. Fills the turn meter by 20 if this attack is critical. Alright. Time Slip. 1 enemy also attacks all other enemies if the first attack is critical. The second hit has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff. After attacking, decrease the turn meters of each enemy without a stun debuff by 20%. Psychic Guidance. Places a 30% increased speed buff, a 30% increased critical rate buff, and a 30% increased critical damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Helpful. Ascension Skill is passive. Chrono Isolation. Immune to turn meter decreasing effects. Alright. Increase ally speed in arena battles by 17%. Is his aura. Nice. I already have a Scion, and I went over his skills, but I just want to do the Fragment Summon again, since it's less common than Shards. And it's good for Faction Guardians. Couldn't say the word for some reason. Sorry. I'm going to fuse for the first time. Let's just do this. Never done it before, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. I was hoping for something a little more, but it was different. And now we got Arbalester of the Undead Hordes. Spread Misery attacks one enemy. Has a 25% chance of transferring one random debuff from this champion to the target. The Ascension skill doubles the chance. Lethargy, one enemy. 60% chance of putting the target skill on cooldown. Soul Break, one enemy. Damage increases according to the number of debuffs on the target. Alright. And I can do it multiple times. Very helpful. I already have a Rock Beast, so I'll just show you the fusion yet again after I get silver. Let's fuse for this champion too. Okay, we got Justiciar of the Sacred Order. Hold the line. One enemy increases a champion's defense by 2%, up to 10 times in one round. The Ascension skill increases the champion's defense by 3%. Ah, that's useful. Contemptuous Blow. I have no idea how to say that word. One enemy has a 50% chance of placing a provoke on the target for one turn. Comeback, passive. When the champion is hit with a critical hit, counterattacks using their default skill and decreases the buff's duration on the target by one turn. Alright. Aura skill increases ally defense and faction crypts by 19%. A very useful champion.
For now, you are the victor, but it's not over. As the tower resets, so does the final boss. Do you have what it takes to make the climb again and beat a whole new monster in the next rotation?
This will be the last fragment of Drexthar Blood Twin that I'll need to purchase from the bazaar. Sweet. Alright. Let's summon Drexthar. Sweet. My first legendary demon spawn. Nice. I love the shield. Let's see what he can do. Eldritch Flames. One enemy 3 times, 30% chance of placing HP burn for 2 turns. The Ascension skill heals his champion by 20% if the damage inflicted... Oh, sorry. Of the damage inflicted if the target is under HP burn debuff. Alright. Burning Lash. All enemies, 40% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. This chance increases to 100% if the target is under HP burn. Also places a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns if the provoke isn't placed. Alright. Fiery Blood. Passive. Has a 55% chance of placing HP burn for 2 turns on the attacker when hit. This champion's resistance increases by 10 for every enemy under a HP burn debuff. Stacks up to 50. Useful. Aura skill increases ally accuracy in all battles by 70. A very, very great champion. We'll be continuing the campaign, and since we're coming to an end, I'll show multiple teams. The first batch will be Jotun here. Haria, who has Relentless and Immortal. Oh, Jotun has Perception. Chaplain, who has 2 Fatals and a critical rate. And Masteries. And, well, does she have any masteries? Yes, she does. I had these on earlier because I needed them for other things. And Mother Superior, sorry. And now the artifacts and stats. She has Bolster and Immortal. Let's see how this goes. On with the story. The Hallowed Halls.
Upon arriving at the hallowed halls, to the great surprise of our valiant heroes, the chief of the Knights Revenant held out a hand in friendship. "Great warriors," he bellowed from the hall steps, "let us join hands in blood. Your valor will receive far greater reward in the design of Suroth than in the failing light of Lumaya." The spell of the shadow was at its most potent in these halls. But our heroes, with hearts still pure and noble, remained loyal to the righteous light and offered only one answer.
All right. There we go. A more useful aura skill. We're gonna turn off certain skills. That's an ally attack, which may be more useful against a boss, so I'll use her against the boss. Oh. Oh, that's good. Put a halt to my plans for a bit. Or I should keep an eye out for weak enemies. Here we go. Increase the speed for this last bit.